she looks metallic. Metallic.
Though I can't quite recall overnight sensation.
Welcome to The Chop. Before we begin with the review for this episode, you know exactly what happens, you know exactly where we're going to go. I want to make a premise, and this is the most important thing. People are fucking mental. Somebody said this to Kandy. This is insane. I will not start this stream saying like, oh please do not send hate to the queens, that it's no, you are fucking insane if you do shit like this. You need to seek medical attention. This is not normal. And if I see shit like this, you will be called out, your name will be in there, you will be ridiculed, because that is the least that people like this deserve. Let's be human people and not judge them on what we see on the show. Then if they make a mock of themselves outside of it, then by all means, go be polite, give your 2 cents, but other than that, this has to stop. This is unbearable, because we are unable to do a fucking review without spending 5 minutes having to talk about this shit. We have a show here, we criticize the show, sometimes we do criticize Queen. It's unbelievable that we have to live with the fear that this shit will happen. Now that we have the friendly reminder, let's move on with the review. Finally, we start this fantastic episode with this mini challenge, baby drag. How the fuck was this conceived in the first place? I want to know, I really want to know the mental process that went behind this. You have the producer sitting there in the room where they are deciding, oh, what are we going to do? We have a mini challenge, what the fuck are we going to do? Do we have advertisers for this? You know, like that FabFitFun bullshit that replaced the library in season 12 or that cat litter thing, you know, advertisement. Do we have any advertisement that we can disguise as a mini challenge? Oh no, Ru. Advertiser is for the Maxi Challenge. Oh shit, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh, I know. I have a brilliant idea. Baby drag. I don't see any way in which this could possibly backfire. Take a bunch of grown gay men, put them in makeup, let them dress like baby, and let them shake their ass, hump the floor, spread their legs, touch their crotch, lick their fingers. Nobody is ever going to say that we look like a fucking bunch of degenerates for this. It's not like the homophobes needed any kind of new ammunitions. They didn't have enough. We had to give them some by throwing this shit in a show. And I know what you're thinking. Matt, you're exaggerating. This is not that serious. This is provocative. This is drag. The fuck it's drag. I don't have a problem if you do this shit in the clubs. This is television. Millions of people are watching this. Millions of families with their kids are watching this. And they have marketing research. They know exactly who is watching this show. What the fuck is this shit? If you're not a gay man, then you don't understand the struggle that you have to go through when sometimes people look at you as a specific way, because there is a specific stereotype that I cannot mention here on YouTube, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, that's been pushed on us. And this reinforces that. What the fuck? This show went from celebrating drag and celebrating our culture to use it for money to downright fucking us all. And I have a theory as to why something like this is happening. The toy market is very profitable. So mark my words on this one, because this didn't happen by chance. I believe that they were just probing the market. Let's see how people respond to this. Take a look on what's going around in the next 12 to 18 months. Drag dolls will be a thing. Mark my words on that. Moving on with the next part of the show. RuPaul, our dear beloved mama. RuPaul has a little bit of regression syndrome during this episode, doesn't she? Also, we found out a little bit more into her condition. Apparently, mama hears voices.
Is the negotiating the other voice in your head and knowing to not listen to it. The struggle is real, by the way. Struggle is real.
She hears fucking voices, and she has to negotiate with the other voice in your head, you know? Like she's having an healthy debate. Seek medical attention, mama. This is not normal. You know, people don't hear voices.
Well, you had me at medical, so.
What the fuck? This episode is like a wild ride. This is not normal. This is not fucking normal. So, RuPaul comes in to give advice. What the fuck am I kidding? She comes in to stir the pot. So immediately she goes to Simone. Oh, no better. Simone comes to them because she doesn't move. They go to her. And Mama goes like, Simone, are these bitches coming for you? And immediately after that, we are greeted to this shot. Because these are the bitches. Tamisha and Tina are the bitches.
Simone, you won last week.
I did.
Are these other bitches coming for you because
They're
see
coming.
you? Are
They're
they?
with knives,
Really?
bats, and things. They are. I feel it. I feel it.
Editing 101. If you still haven't watched the interview with the former editor for Drag Race, that's mandatory viewing for this channel. So, if you think that this is the worst, my god, they packed so much in this episode. Because she has to introduce the main challenge, where we get to meet Stuart. What the fuck? Stuart Beaver.
For this week's challenge, we've taken one of my favorite designs, the tabby bag, and sized it for a queen. So you can step onto the runway purse first. Good luck.
I mean, look at that. If that's not a satanic smile, then I don't know what it is. So, we have this man with this ugly ass purse in his hands saying that they're going to decorate his fucking purse for the for the maxi challenge. And it looks like he's ready to lock you in the basement and throw the keys away and make a purse out of your skin. That's Stuart Beaver. That's a possessed human being. And he paid for this. Stuart, I have a little word of advice for you. You are supposed to take the cork out of your ass before speaking on camera, not in. I know it's pleasurable. I'm a fag, I understand that. But you are supposed to take it out. Otherwise, you're going to look like a spirited demon. For God's sake. Oh, for God's sake. Oh shit. I need to remove this fucking image. Oh my god. Let's go into something serious. So, you know, there is something in this episode. There is nothing like talk about racial inequality and the Black Lives Matter movement while seeing a chef mirror front and center. I gotta commend Mariah on this. We always knew she was a legend since season 3. Do you remember? Congratulations, Raja. I mean, what the fuck is that?
When all the marches and protests in New York City were happening, I made sure I was out there.
This situation happened and it kind of scary.
Yeah.
And it's not being recognized.
That didn't happen by chance. Whenever we have seen things that happened to be there but didn't pay their fair share to be viewed on the show, they blurred it. This is from All Stars 5. It's not like 20 years ago. Do you see that bag? It's been blurred. For a reason. If you don't pay, you don't get free publicity. Then how did this fucking mirror end up for so long in the front of the camera? They have like 4 to 6 cameras in here. They could have blurred it out at the very least. They could have gotten another angle. They could have asked her to use another mirror. Yet the fucking mirror is there. So what the hell is going on? Because I kind of have the sensation that behind the scenes someone made a phone call to someone else and said, listen, we can showcase your product without saying anything. Let's say 20,000, 30,000. What do you think? Is it okay for you? Yeah, it's okay for me. Fantastic. And your product is there. Not once, like it happened with the bag, not twice, not thrice, 4 times. 4 fucking times. But remember, we are also proud that they talked about racial equality on the show while having this shit front and center. You know, when people say the word woke, that's exactly what they mean. They mean shit like this. Moving on, critiques. Oh, critiques. I always love a good load of bullshit, at least once a week. As if we didn't see like 25 seasons of this already, with people dressed much better, being read to filth for whatever reason, and the opposite as well. It's a load of crap. At this point, I'm just laughing. What are you going to do? You're gonna get aggravated over that? Come on. Let's have a fun time. This was a fun episode after all. In the bottom, we have Tamisha, Lala, and Joey. I'm wondering, where the fuck is Simone and Kandy in all of this? Because they bombed the outfit. So you might say, well, you have to consider all three of them. Okay, let's take a look at Simone. Well, the second one from Simone was not bad, but the third one was awful. But we are judging them on everything, so well, okay, maybe I can understand it. But what about Kandy? Her second outfit is a piece of lingerie with a jacket and an ugly hat, and she paid for it. What the hell is that? And what about the outfit she made? Look at that, a hot glue mess as a bra? Then she has bags hot glued in the bottom? The makeup is completely busted. We can see the lace front from the wig. What the fuck is that? People have been read to filth because hot glue was shown on their outfit. Look at that shit. It's smeared everywhere. Not only the makeup is ugly as sin, not only the dress is ugly as sin, but you also have hot glue everywhere. And I know what you're thinking. It's like, Matt, you don't have a sense of fashion. I know I don't have a sense of fashion. She did an incredible glue job. That's not hot glue. This dress was good. Okay, fantastic. Then it's not hot glue. Who the fuck jizzed on Kandy's outfit then? Tell me. Because I know there's crazy shit happening behind the scene, but who the fuck thought it was appropriate to jizz on Kandy's outfit? This is getting crazy. Oh shit. You never know what happens behind the scenes. Oh, good God. And I cannot stop thinking about Untucked. Everybody is like in Untucked, oh, the fight and so on. And I'm fixated on Kandy saying I should have been on top. Well, girl, if you were on top, maybe you wouldn't get jizzed on your outfit. That's crazy. Now let's get to the serious part of the review. Let's try to see things straight from the beginning to the end. Kandy Muse was cast on the show by World of Wonder. When they cast you on the show, before they officially cast you on the show actually, you go through one thing called the psychological evaluation. Whoever is able to interpret it can very easily tell you the kind of personality that you have, which kind of traits you have. They know if you are outspoken, they know if you don't take criticism well, they know if you are aggressive, they know if you're not self-aware. So, I have one question for you. It's not like there is a lack of people in the world who are not self-aware, they are aggressive, they are outspoken, they don't take criticism well. How the fuck is it possible that among this huge population you always choose people of color with this specific traits? How the fuck is that? Almost as if they are cast for that specific purpose. And this is an honest question, because if you judge the show by its past, you can only come to the conclusion that they love villainizing queens of color. As we are going to go through everything that we're going to say about Kandy, don't forget the premise. She was cast to fit this role. Before we go through the Kandy situation throughout the episode, I want to give you a second piece of information that you can use to interpret the fantasy that went on during this show. If you know me, you know that I like the idea of reappropriating words. You probably heard me more than once using the word fag, because I strongly believe in reappropriating words, making them our own, changing their meaning. I will usually use it to refer to me, because you never know how other people would react to it. The problem is that sooner or later I will find myself in a room with another person that hears me saying that word, and then might tell to me, listen, I'm offended by this word. It's triggering me. And you know, usually what would happen, at least with me, is that a conversation would be open. I would explain why I'm using it. The other person would explain what exactly is happening, how he gets triggered by this, and we would find some type of common grounds, because the reality is that I am entitled to reappropriating the word, but also the other person is entitled not to be insulted by what I'm doing. I have to be self-aware of the environment that I have around. So why am I telling you this story? Because this is exactly what happens in the beginning of this episode. You have Kandy saying to Simone, you're my biggest competition. In the same room, you have a queen who has done more than 200 pageants in the last 30 years. And even if you don't know anything about pageants, they are competitive as fuck. Mama is competitive. So she calmly goes to Kandy and say, well, I have to tone you down a little bit. We are here as well. If you say something like this, and I'm paraphrasing, it's like you are dismissing everyone else.
If y'all feel that that is shade to y'all, saying that y'all have the competition, maybe that's on y'all.
I am entitled to my opinion. I can say it whenever I want, to whoever I want, and not give a fuck to whoever listens to it. So, you know, Mama is like, well, if things are going to be that way, then let's have it that way. And she tells her,
Remember you said that.
what happens next? We have a triple confessionals from Kandy, because of course she is being how she is on the show, but World of Wonder is living for it.
Just because you've been doing drag for 500 years does not mean that you are better than me.
It's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, and I can't stand that, especially when you're not on my level.
If she don't shut the fuck up, she gonna find herself a new enemy.
So we move to Untucked, and finally we are here, the part that everybody has been waiting for. What happened is that Olivia said, well, if you have any kind of critique to any of the girls, what would you say? And Kandy immediately jumps on the opportunity, and she goes to Elliot and says, you need more self-awareness. You need to read the room. And in that moment I am thinking, what the fuck is going on? I've been just shown you lacking the ability to do that. Okay, maybe it was the editing, maybe I missed something, but what the fuck is going on? And Elliot responds, wait a moment, where is this coming from? What the fuck is going on? Where is this coming from? Kandy is projecting. And this is not the first time this thing gets called out in this Untucked. That's why I was leaving so much for it. So, Mama Tamisha is back.
Y'all turned it.
Thank you.
And I still say it's a couple of girls in here I don't care for, because you have some really nasty attitudes. You're overconfident, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just come off as arrogant. That's just my opinion.
If you're going to dish it, you gotta be able to take it. And that's exactly what Mama does when she tells her, you know what? I think you're arrogant, and I'm entitled to it, and I will say it. If you cannot deal with it, well, that's your problem. At this point, Kandy goes to everyone and starts asking,
Do I come off as arrogant to anyone else in this group?
Yes, Kandy.
I mean, you're being arrogant.
Kandy is basically getting an aneurysm while sitting on the fucking couch.
You bitches can call it out. It's not my fault that I could walk up in here and light up the room and you can't.
What does it have to do with anything? It's crazy. It's batshit insane. And Tamisha asks her, mind you, remember everything that I told you before. Tamisha asks her,
Who you talking to? Who you addressing it
To
to?
anyone that wants to take it personal.
Oh, well, I didn't take it personal because I didn't think he was talking
So,
to me.
who are you talking to? What does it have to do with anything? Because Mama might be old, but she is sharp as fuck. She realized what was happening in here. If you come out with shit that it looks like you've been told, who knows, ages and ages before, and those things have been roaming around you for all this time, and then you spew them out, then you are projecting. So Mama asks her, who are you talking to? What are you seeing? So Kandy asks everybody, very politely,
I'm arrogant to you?
No.
I'm arrogant to you?
No, I don't-
I'm arrogant to you?
And despite the tone, despite the fact that they are on camera, despite the fact that the queen might be scared to express their opinion, despite the fact that some wouldn't want to escalate whatever is going on, and despite all of this, 4 out of 11 says, yes, you're arrogant.
If I'm saying something arrogant in the moment, call it out.
I think you're being
If
arrogant
we think
right
there's
now,
something
girl.
wrong with it. Like,
I just got called arrogant.
You can ask for honest and constructive feedback, but feedback is not a given, it's a privilege. And if you are going to respond that aggressive to any kind of feedback, well, you know, girl, people are going to say, you know what, fuck off, stay mediocre. I will just ignore you. Go my way, live my life, you live yours, and stay the way it is. And if you cannot grow because you don't get feedback, then that is your problem, not mine.
Girl, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you don't have star quality,
Baby.
get the fuck out of here.
Girl, star quality. I've been around 30 years, little
That's
girl.
fine. And
Little
you at the
girl.
bottom tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here pretty.
And you
safe.
are pretty.
So let me be arrogant. Let me be arrogant, baby.
It does not change what I said. I said what I said.
I never, ever heard any of you bitches in this competition tell that to me to my face. Now,
I just did.
In this moment, Kandy is like, she looks like she is really seriously detached from reality. I don't know how the producers let this thing go on, and if you're there on set, your job is to stop it, calm the fuck down. We got all the drama we wanted, we got our footage, fantastic, there is no need to push it further.
don't like me. Bitch, you don't know me from a motherfucking hole in the wall. And there was a motherfucking problem, and there was an issue that y'all had. Y'all could have brought it up.
Wait,
Therefore, I don't give a
Can't-
fuck what any of the bottom girls have to say. Hey,
game.
suck it, bitch.
This is a game.
You can see that she is looking over the cameras, saying, I need to get out, as if somebody didn't let her get out.
I don't want to be here right now. I want to go outside.
Just come sit.
I do not want to be in here. Because I'm going to smack the shit out of someone. I do not want to be in here.
What the fuck is going on in here? You are dealing with a person who clearly lost it on stage. You are putting everyone in danger by not letting her out. So I am not going to express judgment on what's going on, because you know that we cannot really say what's really going on. What I can say is that we don't have the story told by cut and mismatched confessionals. We don't have the story told by bitch facing and so on. We have a camera fixed on a person and we see every word come out of their mouth. So from my point of view, this happened. There is nothing fake about this. We might have lost some information in between, but basically what we saw happened. This person has lost it. She goes on to Tamisha. She tells her to keep her fucking mouth shut. She tells her to shut the fuck up. She tells her to suck it, bitch. She is lost. She is in delirium. I know that many people have been living for all of this, but from what I saw, to me this looked fucked up as hell. Because there is no doubt that she completely lost it. And she was not let out of the situation. What are you waiting for? That someone throws a glass? That someone attacks somebody else? This is insane. This is completely insane. But this is entertainment, guys. This is a great show. And from that moment on, we got Twitter inundated by queens. Almost as if somebody sent them an email and said, well, maybe you could send this tweet, can you? Saying, oh, best untucked ever. This was legendary. This was legendary. I mean, in a way it was. But once you consider what were the stakes in here, that's not that enjoyable anymore. I'm sorry. I might be old school, but that's not enjoyable anymore. So, what is going on? Is it true? Is it fake? Is it all edit? Now, I told you already about the long camera shots, the fact that the story is not told with confessionals. Basically, we see every word come out of their mouth. But is it enough? Because don't forget that this show has been going on for a very long time. And we've seen it happen before, that queens will go on the show and try to produce themselves. We've seen it happen. Don't forget Miss Cracker. Don't forget Jackie Cox continuously talking about her mother throughout the whole episode while being the shadiest bitch of the season. So, queens will produce themselves. So I have to ask myself a question. Kandy, is it real what I saw? Or did you fed into this narrative because that would make you stay longer on the show? People will do this kind of shit. Oh, do I have to be the villain? Fair enough. At least I will last longer. So I cannot discount that possibility, and I'm not discounting that possibility. Let's take a look at what's happening outside of the race and see if we can get some kind of insight. Because, you know, we can talk as much as we want about the show, but at the end of the day, the queens didn't get the final edit of the show, the producers did. So let's go directly to the source, shall we? Let's go to Kandy's Twitter feed. We start with this tweet. This came out before the episode aired. So she said, keep your opinions to yourself or just don't tag a bitch. That is a sensible advice. I agree 100% of that. As a matter of fact, it's the mantra of this channel. Don't go to queens and give them fucking feedback when it was not asked for. What else do we have? After the episode here. Buy my merch. Oh shit. No, Kandy, no. Understand that I'm from Europe. That 3:40 something AM is the time when the episode have finished airing in the US. So she goes on Twitter. I've always worn. Oh my god. I can't. I've always worn the words thrown at me with pride. And this is no different. Hashtag arrogant. And buy my merch. Oh shit. Oh shit. And then she continues, best untucked in a long time. Okay, so as I am reading this, I'm thinking, oh, okay, so what I saw in the show was fake. You did all of that to create a show, to create drama, for entertainment, because that is what people want. People want to see messy queens fighting on Drag Race. So I'm thinking, okay, you gave out a show and now you're promoting yourself. Okay, so that is what's going on. Let's go on, see what comes next. If you poke the bear, you get attacked. Oh my god. Oh my god, no, Kandy. What are you doing? Now she's saying, well, wait, no, everything that happened is real. And not only is real, but I'm also going to give you my narrative. And the narrative is that I was poked and I attacked back. No, Kandy, the narrative from the show, from the edit, is that you poked Tamisha. She poked you back and you lost it. That is the narrative created for the... Don't push it. Don't push it. We were under the illusion that you created that for drama, for making a show. That's great. That's okay. That's your salvation. What the fuck? What the fuck, Kandy? And then she continues, great TV. Give us an Emmy. Kandy, for fuck's sake. Choose one narrative and stick to it. People are going to eat you alive. For God's sake, Kandy. For God's sake. What else do we have on the Twitter feed? Don't forget to buy my new merch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. So you can imagine what's happening on Twitter after this comes on. At this point she is submerged, with vast majority of people staying there very calmly and saying, no girl, this is all bullshit. You're doing this for clout. But you told almost a 50-year-old man who just went through cancer and chemo that you're going to beat the shit out of them. Calling her a bitch, tell her to shut the fuck up. That was not a mismatched confessional. The camera was on your mouth. People are hangry. I completely understand what's going on in the show. I'm the first one to say we don't know what happens in the show. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but you also have to carry yourself on social media. Otherwise you're making things worse. After all of this happens, we have this coming out. To my girls who auditioned for season 13, I advise you to really sit and think to yourself if your mental health is strong enough and worth putting at risk before getting on Drag Race. The experience is amazing. The ride, however, is a hard one. And I'm thinking you're not giving advice to anyone. You are masquerading the way you feel as an advice to somebody else. Just come out and say, I am getting crazy, this Twitter is getting crazy. We will support you. Because no matter what happens on the show, no matter if you did it on purpose, no matter if you're full of shit, if you are being attacked like this on social media, I will be the first one to come out and give you a word of support. If you come out and say, I'm overwhelmed, this is overwhelming. But this is disingenuous. You know, you see my point, this is disingenuous. And she continues, to the new season 14 queens, oh my god, that will be called the new Kandy Muse. The new Kandy Muse? What? Oh shit. The new Kandy Muse. And she goes on, people are going to try to silence your voice. Don't ever shut up. Stand up, tall, and scream even louder. Oh, that's great advice, Kandy. That's exactly what I needed. To tell people that they are entitled to their opinion and they should bark that to other people. That's what it's called, a discussion, isn't it? Barking our own opinions we're entitled to each other. What the fuck is this? Why don't they hire a publicist? Oh, look at me. I was at the Black Lives Matter rally. For fuck's sake, Kandy, you had a Jeffree Star mirror. Mirror costs $2. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying any of this. Your Twitter is not edited. This is you. This is you. This is a complete train wreck. This is a train wreck. But you know, my favorite tweet in all of this is something that came out before this episode came out. And it's this one. Queens that have been on Drag Race. Can we talk about pooping on Drag Race? Oh my god, it's so hard pooping on set because 1, you always have a mic on, and 2, if you're gone for more than 2 minutes, someone is always looking for you. Oh my god, Kandy, being heard while you are shitting? That is so relatable. That is so fucking relatable. But guess what, Kandy? You are not Miss Relatable, and you wish you were.
Where did that come from? Cracker wants to put my name on a lipstick with whiteout. Okay, first of all, you're not Ben de la Creme and you wish you were. And second, you're not a judge, so slow your roll. And third, like, there's no third because just shut the fuck up already.
Don't you love it when Drag Race goes full circle like this? Isn't it amazing? Isn't it incredible? Oh shit. I told you this episode was going to be a wild ride. One last thing on Kandy. If you think she's gonna get a full villain edit, well, think again. This episode was filled with humanizing moments that tell a totally different story. Twists and turns. Remember? Shock value.
Joey?
Yes, ma'am.
Come here, Miss Thing. I don't know if y'all been catching on, but I have the biggest crush on Joey Jane. Anytime he's in the workroom, I'm like, hi, Joey. This is yours?
Yes, this is mine.
But Joey's taste level? Joey, if you want to quit drag, we can get married, I can win the competition, and I can sustain both of us. Because...
I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Tamisha?
I'm not going home today.
2 queens stand before me. I've made my decision. You've only just begun to slay. Now, sashay away.
I fully expect them to do a 180 on her head, maybe even try to paint her as a redempted villain, because you know, twists and turns. And it's doomed to fail catastrophically because Kandy is making a mock of herself on social media. Now unfortunately I'm running out of time for editing this video because we are going to release a main video for the channel this week. So if you're interested in the speculations, I will put a link in the description to the live stream that we did on Sunday, and it will be time-stamped so you can get immediately to the point. One more thing, I have the sneaking suspicion that these videos are getting a little bit too long, so let me know in the comments if it's okay for you or you prefer like a shorter format. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope the video was interesting. As usual, if you want to support us, share the video, don't forget to upvote it, and subscribe to the channel. We also have a Patreon if you wish to support the channel directly. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.